Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Smithery support stream. I forget what I called it, the Sunday super support stream, something like that. All right, so I'm going to try to, I haven't actually done this before, so I'm going to, or at least I haven't done it in a while. I'm just going to figure out how to share my screen. There we go. Okay, and recursion. All right. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be going through the Discord and I'm going to find all of the issues that are outstanding and we're going to work on them. So to start off, I think probably what I want to do is just go back to some point in the past. And I'm going to take it over here. I'm just going to, from Claude Desktop, kind of run this entire thing. So you see here that I've got an Airtable as well as linear. And this is where I'm going to kind of keep track of everything. So I'll just move it all up to the same screen so you guys can see it. All right, so I've got the GitHub issues and all that kind of divided out over here. And then I've got Discord bug reports, which is, unlike the others, is mostly empty. So I just attached that. I'm going to say, hello, Claude. I have attached a copy paste of one of the Discord channels from the Smithery Discord server. What I'd like you to do is I would like you to parse these out into issues that we can add to Airtable in the appropriate table in the Smithery support base, and the name of that is and Discord bug reports. The name is Discord bug reports. I might get some music playing here in a second. I don't like to work without music whenever I can help it. Maybe if it ends up being distracting, the chat can tell me. All right, so it's looking through my Airtable, and it's going to extract some issues, and then we'll be able to see it in Airtable. And then once we've got those, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these to linear, and that's going to allow me to let agents work in parallel on some of this while I'm focusing on other things. Sweet. So we should be able to see these populating. And we do. So it's just going to load these up for us. So while it's doing that, let's go back to the Discord and find some other stuff. I gotta look back and see which one. Yeah, okay. So if we go back to bugs, that'll probably be the best place to start. Now I'll just, I guess, just maybe start right here. And it's just arbitrary. I guess I'll just ask Claude which issue it was trying to add. Tell you what, let's actually share this on X. Recursion. Love recursion. So if I just go over here to X, Steve Jobs was a poser. He didn't even write code. Yeah, he prompted Woz. He was a prompt engineer for Steve Wozniak. It's just streaming live. I'm so terrible at just like coming up with that when I'm trying to talk into the mic. Streaming support session for Smithery.ai live on YT. Sweet. All right, so I think it's about to say it's done. Okay. So this is pretty cool. Awesome. So I've attached another copy paste from the bugs channel in the Smithery Discord. If you could perform the same process with these that you just did with the other copy paste, we will be good to start. Let's see if we can get a little music going. We'll make sure that it's not copyrighted. I don't know if this is sharing my system audio. We'll see. I don't know if it's sharing this or not. I guess I'll find out later. So the idea is basically that we're going to try to come up with some kind of process that's going to let agents work on all of this in parallel, so that for whatever I'm not working on, we can have an agent, whether it's like in Cursor or something like that, um, at least like investigating some of this and able to do some kind of triage. I do know what we're going to start with first, though, and that's going to be uh, Eric. I think it's supposed to be pronounced Eric because I've been looking to get to this thing with the Mapbox server for too long. So we're going to start with that. Shout out to Eric. Thank you for your patience, my friend. Sup, chat? All right. There we go. This is good. All right. So now I'm going to say use your MCP linear server via Model Context Protocol to add these items to linear that you have just put into Airtable. I hope I don't need to replace that API key. Good. Music brought to you by Trick Cheney. So we're just manning this all from Claude Desktop, and this is kind of our pane of glass into the rest of the operation. I'm going to try to get notifications. Maybe. Maybe not. And this is the remix of the great boy band B12, which sadly did not see success as B13 released their debut single on the same day. Single on the same day. Are you kidding? Give me a sec. And I guess we can go ahead and take a look at linear. Yeah, I'm not seeing these come in. What organization are you adding these to? Okay. So that's so I would like you to add these to the Waldzell AI organization. Are you able to see that? Okay. So what I need to do is figure out what's going on here. I'm going to take this down here for a second. Hmm. So I'll just need to change this up in Smithery. And I think it's going to need to restart Claude Desktop. All right, so we've got linear. There we go. Can't be putting all of your chats with Claude on blast on YouTube. All right, try now. See what you see. Awesome. Create all 34 issues fresh in Waldzell AI. Nah, man. Got to tell Mac Whisper to like change that to Waltzell AI like in text. Come on, it's the Herman Hesse novel, The Glass Beat Game. Mac Whisper does not appreciate 20th century German/Swiss literature. That's all right. Never start smoking, kids. You'll end up looking like an idiot on a live stream vaping. All right. So what it's going to do is it's going to grab the issues from Airtable and move them over to linear. It looks like it's not checking Airtable first, so I'm guessing that I'm probably going to have it check its work, but that's okay. While it's doing that, let's go over to Eric's issue. What? Come on now. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So I think there's been a few of these. I know that there was an issue involving the Mapbox server. I know that's the one that we're going to be starting with. There we go. So the official Mapbox MCP. Let's just search for that using Comet. Mapbox MCP server. There we go. GitHub. Sweet. And I'm pretty sure this is the right one. I think he said the official. Yeah, okay. So I think I'm just going to fork this. We'll put it into Wolzel Agentics, which is my agentic shop. Okay, that's cool. This is an unlicensed remix. I better move along. Okay, so while it continues that, so the issue that Eric's having here is that when he's trying to do a deployment, it looks like there's an internal error. So he usually uses MCP through Light LLM, but also yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so it looks like Captain Panic has tried this in Rue code, which actually is probably a good place to test out different servers because Rue code is an awesome client. So let's just open up. I'm going to be over here in Cursor and open up a new folder. Actually, I've got an old folder. Yeah, there's Smithery. And there should be something in here that says support. There we go. Well, never mind. There we go. We'll go over here to Discord, support. Let's just go live stream 08/31/25. Okay. Cool. Let me make sure this works first. So let's go something like create a markdown file at the root of the project called ru.md. Okay, so it does work. Sweet. Awesome. All right, so it does work. So I'm using Gemini Flash right now. I'm going to take this down here so I'm not exposing all of my API keys, which is very important. And so, okay. So I'm going to need to be adding the servers to the project as they go. And luckily, Smithery is great at helping you do that just with one click. Very convenient. Let's open this up in the editor. There we go. We got a little Holiday Inn action going on. At the Holiday Inn. Oh man, I love this remix. So I want to get actually my room modes over. So let me find that. So I'm just going to go room modes. We're going to use Reuven Cohen's, who is the leader of the Agentics Foundation. And at various times this year, almost certainly the most productive developer in the world. All right, so we're going to add .room modes. Whoops. And I know that he added something for codecs, which I'm going to want to use. Sweet. Awesome. So now we can check on the status over here. So it is done. So I'm going to say, check your work against the check your work against the uh, entries in Airtable that you made originally. Anybody watching? Nope. It's all good. Cool. So it's going to go ahead and just check its work, make sure everything's accurate. We're going to get going. This seems like probably a good time to pause the stream if I can find out how to do that. We're going to figure this out. Well, let's ask Perplexity. How do I pause a live stream on YouTube? Is there supposed to be a pause button here? If there is, I don't see it. Oh, let's just leave something here. Stepping away for a moment. Back in 5 minutes. We're back. We're back. There we go. All right. Share the screen again. So the goal of these first few is going to be to create a workflow that we can use to uh, have an agent just autonomously run through and give us something usable, if not fix it outright. So I'm not sure actually how to do this in root code. I imagine it's the same as Claude Code. Okay, so there will be a .ru folder, and it's right there, and then it'll be under commands. So we'll make a new folder called commands, and then the way that I'm actually going to populate that at first is going to be using some commands that I already have in my .claude folder. Let me just find the most recent version of that. Which I think will be here. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to get just a few of these. So one of them is called games, which is metagames, which is a kind of like a it's like a type of workflow that I came up with that's kind of inspired by operations research, a little bit by game theory, but I mean, game theory in the sense that like you would have uh, game theory in solitaire or something like that. We'll get Spark. And I like tools context. It's just something I came up with. If we need to use, we're doing something with model context protocol or just one of these tools here that we can give the agent all of that context at once. And maybe I'll take a few of these other retrieval orchestrations. And so this is basically, I'll extend it beyond just Exa, but the idea is that you have some of these pre-orchestrated research workflows, and you can just feed these into Claude or into Ru or whatever you want to do, and you can do that exactly once instead of doing it over and over. And I think that should be good. Yeah, I think that's good. Awesome. All right, cool. Okay, take a look at an issue from user. I'll just type it in. we'll say, related to the Mapbox MCP server. I feel like I should have like another screen going with somebody playing a video game or something like that. All right. Awesome. So, as I mentioned, the idea is that we're going to create a workflow just as a markdown document that's going to copy kind of the flow that I'm taking as I'm doing this manually the first couple of times. So the first thing that I want to do, actually, the first thing I want to do is see what I've got configured globally. Okay, so this is just 4 different retrieval servers. So we'll be able to extend it beyond EXA. And let's maybe just take a look at one of these. I'm going to get rid of these. So this isn't really a research one. I'll get to that later. But the main thing that's important here is that we get this into cursor. So what I'm going to do to start out is I'm just going to say, let's go servers. Then I'll open up the terminal. We'll cd into servers. Awesome. And I'm going to rename this Mapbox MCP server. And the first thing I want to see is just if I can get this deployed. So to start out, let's go over here to Smithery. And we'll go to deploy server. Continue with GitHub. Multi agentics. And I'm just going to see if we get the same thing. So it looks like that'll take a while. So let's cd back out of this. And maybe just open up Claude. And I'm going to just steal my .claude folder from another project. There we go. We'll run this again. Run init. And I'll just say, this project is a space for me to debug slash investigate issues on uh, servers from Smithery that users have uh, notified us of issues with in the Smithery Discord. A little convoluted, but that's okay. And not sure what it's doing there. Cool. So what I'm thinking is that if this does deploy correctly, then we can just notify Eric that it's working now. But I do suspect that we will get something here. Sweet. All right, so we have a failure here. And actually, give me a minute. I will be right back. And we're back. So let's see what we got here. Failed to generate missing build config files. The attempted Smithery configuration includes a start command object. Deployment mechanism. So I haven't seen this before, but luckily that means that we can document it. So let's keep Claude up to date. So I attempted to deploy this server on Smithery myself, and I got the following message. Update Airtable and or linear with the error message if there is a field appropriate to put it in. Looks like we got a new little field that will automatically put a paste in the new Claude desktop. Sweet. And I think I'll want to actually give root code the same servers that I'm using in Claude Desktop. So luckily with Smithery, you can just scroll down here. Oh man, I love this song. I hope you guys can hear it. Hope I'm not just like talking about the music and nobody can hear it on the live stream, which is probably what's happening. There we go. I think this is the one I'm using, but I am going to make sure. Okay, so it is. Sweet. And we should. Where am I logged in? There we go. All right, so I'm going to say use your Airtable MCP server to take a look at the error message that I just got when I attempted to deploy the Mapbox MCP server in this project to Smithery. Let's see what it does. It does have this, right? This is odd. Here, give me a moment. Let me just do this manually. Well, that probably. Yeah, give me a second. Let's see if there's anything else I want to configure. And we'll give it clear thought as well. Okay. Now, okay, so we've got those here. Open up an editor. There we go. Try again. Try again. It's going to move over to code mode. You should look at the Smithery support base in Airtable, and there is a table in there called Discord bug issues or something to that effect. You should be able to connect now. Okay. Okay. So that's the error that we just got. All right. So now note that the Mapbox MCP server folder within the servers folder at the root of the project contains the MCP server in question. I would like for you to review the code in that MCP server to see if you can find the source of the issue. We're just going to see if root code can find it for us.